Hi, welcome to the Coaching Game. I'm Laurie Lawson, and tonight my guest is Tina Panariello.
Oh, wonderful, yay!
We had bets on whether I'd mess her name up, and I didn't. I'm very pleased with myself.
Yes.
Let me tell you a little bit about the Coaching Game, and then I'm going to tell you all about Tina. The Coaching Game is what I call one of the best coaching tools out there. It's a series of 65 cards that are designed to bring left and right brain thinking together. And it was designed in Israel by two people that I can only refer to as geniuses. And what we're going to do is I asked Tina to sort of tell me her story through the cards. And boy, does she have a story to tell. This is not a seasoned coach. This is not an ex-teacher. We're going to tell you how Tina got to where she's doing some life-changing things through some very creative techniques. We'll call them techniques. I want to show you her book because it's quite impressive. It's called Filing Away at Life's Truths. So that gives you an idea that, she's not just doing an average job here. She's doing something. So Tina, welcome to the Coaching Game.
Thank you so much, Laurie.
And I have to tell you, when this airs, this is like days after the blizzard, and we're both here in hip boots and whatever, but we made it, and we're very pleased.
Yes, we did, over high mountains of snow.
Yes, and we are here, so we're thrilled to be here, and I'm thrilled to have her. And she contacted me through LinkedIn, and she goes, I've got a really interesting story, interview me. And I went, oh, okay. And I agree, she does have an interesting story.
Thank you.
Give us a little bit of background about you.
Well, I started out, believe it or not, as an executive secretary. Mm-hmm. I worked for a brokerage house, but prior to that, I worked for a banking firm, a Hambros Bank, which was out of Europe. Mm. And one of the gentlemen who was working there was going to join an acting school, the American Academy of Dramatic Arts. And he said to me, because we were friends, why don't you come? I said, no, are you crazy? Where are you coming up with this? He says, oh, come on, you must have done something in high school. So I said, okay, I did. I'm telling you the truth. So I said, okay, let me go home and I'll mention it to my husband, my ex-husband now. And what I did was, you're going to laugh at this, he was ready to go to work, so I could say it. He had all his clothes on. So I threw him down on the bed. I sat on top of him and I looked him in the face and I said, Al, I want to go to acting school. What do you think? And he looks up at me and he goes, well, you work. You make money? Yeah. Well, then go. So I auditioned for the school.
Not your average technique for getting somebody to agree with you, but if it works, all right.
And it worked. I auditioned for the school,
mm-hmm.
and they gave me this little booklet to read to go home. And I had to read a soliloquy from whatever I picked, and it was Joan of Arc, and I played Joan of Arc. Mm-hmm. And I went and did it, and I got down on my knees, and I said the whole thing. I was talking to God, and he said, we'll let you know. And I was accepted. Mm-hmm. And I'm a graduate of the American Academy of Dramatic Arts out of the Manhattan campus.
Great.
And from there, I did all my auditions. I talked to my singing teacher or piano teacher and said, let's do a children's theater. And they both looked at me like I had 10 heads. I know nothing of business, nothing. But I didn't think of it as business. I just said, let's do it. But I knew a lot of actors, because what happens is, a lot of actors who don't have money, who don't eat, they go to meetings over at restaurants, and they get their food there. And what is left over, they're allowed to take home.
Oh.
So I became friends with them. So I said, all right, I'll go there and I'll tell everybody. So they went to John and Patrick. They got their auditions, and we put the Carousel Players together.
Mm-hmm.
And we did one show. We did it at a school, an elementary school in Long Island, which was great. I was Rapunzel. It was Rapunzel and the Witch, and I was Rapunzel.
You've gotten a haircut since then,
Yes,
obviously.
since then. And it was great with young children. They're screaming all over the place, watch out, watch out. Well, it didn't work out for a long time because my actors couldn't get along with each other. So I had to dissolve it. I had to call a school and apologize, and she said, if you ever put it together, please call us. So from there, I decided to go back into Brooklyn, where I'm living now,
mm-hmm.
and I joined NCT, the Narrows Community Theater, and I was still doing theater. I was still honing my craft,
mm-hmm.
and then found out I was pregnant. So I continued, and my husband asked me, would you mind staying home? I would like you to do that. So I did. I took a hiatus, but I never went back to acting.
Okay.
But I joined a theater group, not a theater group. I got involved in an in-home jewelry business.
Mm-hmm.
So at the
This
time.
is not your straight to the forest. Yes.
Well, I mean.
But there's something on Facebook that goes, the way I thought the road to success would be straight, and then there's all these curly, the way it really was. And you can see that's what's happening here, yeah.
It really is funny. There was no curlies. I just.
It's like, I'll go here, yeah.
When I had my son, at the beginning, we did that. I'll tell you that it wasn't all roses. It really wasn't. But right now, it was. And we had a theater group. I always did my nails then. And I'm sure many of you have gone out and had lunch or dinner at diners. So I would bring my jewelry, set it up on the table, and I would say, excuse me, Laurie, would you like to have a jewelry party? And you would answer me yes or no. And basically, it was always no.
Okay.
So I would show you my nails, and I would say, what if I gave you my nails as a gift? And you would
Now, when she says do her nails, because that's what she really is now. What do you call yourself, a nail technician?
I am an entrepreneur,
artist,
nail technician,
really.
and artist, yes.
Yeah, as you can, you can see mine are quite plain, and hers are quite diverse and
They're short for now.
beautifully curled and decorated. So anyway, so that's how you started the nail business at diners?
Yes, that's it. Well, yes, that's exactly how it started.
I love it.
And I would do it, and I met this young lady who also did nails, and we did business together for a short while. And then I left, and I took 2 clients with me, and that's how it all started in my home, going from house to house. And after many years, I had divorced my husband at the time, and I opened a salon, which was not easy. I didn't want to become an entrepreneur. I fought it. But when the time came, I said, it's like having an apartment. You pay your rent, you pay your electric or your water or whatever you have to pay, and just do it. So that's what I did. My famous words, I just did it. And through that time, I met a gentleman. He was involved with it with me, and then I went into competition in nail art, and I lost my first one. So it was very disheartening. I cried my eyes out. And then from that time till now, I have 15 trophies. First, second place, world and international world.
Wow, okay.
So I have that to my credit. And through all that, I owned my salon for 33 years. But through all that, my salon lost business during the market crash. Everything changed, the first one. Everything changed, people moved. Husbands would say to their wives, please don't get your nails done. My car was taken. I couldn't pay for it. I was asked to move. And while I was asked to move, my father passed.
No.
And that caused my son running away from the house, or at least I thought he did. I came out of the shower, found that he wasn't home. I had to run after him. He was out in the hallway. And we talked. And for 4 months, I lost a lot in business. My heart wasn't in it. I really, Laurie, I wanted to leave. I didn't want to do anything, actually. My father was my life.
Yeah.
And I just came up one day screaming and yelling and threw something at the wall. And my friends who were there said, are you crazy? I don't know what's wrong. I was a lunatic. I don't know what's wrong with me. Why am I like this? The next morning I got up, I looked in the mirror, and I said, Tina, you got to pull yourself together. You better do the right thing. You have a business. You have a son. Pull yourself. It's you can't go through this. Well, through all this, I've lost my mother and my brother, my whole entire family, within years. I'm jumping the gun. And the gentleman that I was involved with in business, we parted.
Let me show you one of the cards she chose, because it's persistence.
Yes.
And I think that's that might be the backbone or the foundation.
Correct.
It's like we all go through. There's a favorite quote. I do quotes all the time, but I can never remember who they're attributed to. But all action stems from negativity. And it's like when you get to the point where it's like, I can't take this anymore, where you're throwing it, it's like, okay, now is the time to act. And it's okay to grieve. I mean, I'll never tell anybody how to grieve, you know. However you grieve, you grieve. That's all it is. She also chose creativity, which obviously she's not afraid to pursue because, you know, you went from, okay, I'll be an actress, then I'll be a jewelry person, then I'll be a nail person, and then, oh, well, I'll just have my own salon, and then I'll write a book. What the heck? And so I don't think she's afraid to do that. And we have a passion card, which should not surprise anybody. If I asked you your passion right now, what would it be?
My artwork, and to grow myself in helping other people to get where they want to go.
Wow.
To motivate other people, because a lot of people lay back, they don't know what to do, they sit and make decisions and they don't make the right ones, or they keep saying no, they're afraid. I could tell them I probably was afraid, but
I'm sure you were.
yeah. It took me 4 months to open my salon. It really did.
Is that, I don't know, is that to me that seems like, wow, that was fast, but not to you, obviously.
No, because I was doing it 2 years prior. I was doing it for 2 years.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
So I was frightened, really. I was frightened. I told my ex-boyfriend, I said, are you crazy? I don't know how to run a business. So there was fear.
Sure, sure.
But I passed by a store, the same store. I walked in, it was men's gym, which was horrible. And I said, you know what, maybe I could do it. So I always thought further. I took the negativity and I just switched it, not knowing why or how.
Yeah, you know what I don't like are people who walk around going, I'm never negative. I can always. Yeah, I think you need to be negative every now and then you do have to flip it and flip the script, so to speak. Someone just gave me that term. I love it. Flip
I like
the
it.
script.
Now that you said that, I'm going to use it.
Flip the script. Yeah,
yes.
It's like, and that's. Because, and I also learned an acronym for FAIL. It's like first attempt at learning. So you just keep going, you know, first attempt in learning, sorry. As opposed
Another
to,
one.
yeah, isn't that good?
Okay, I have to remember these.
I'm the master of somebody else's genius.
No, I
I'll
will.
be glad to share it, not a problem.
Thank you.
So tell me how, as a nail technician and artist, how do you get to help other people? It seems like, well, you're busy painting on designs. How do you get to do that?
I had 250 clients.
Wow. For nails?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
And well, 4 years after I opened, and you speak to a lot of women. And the one thing that women do is talk to either their hairdresser or their nail technician. So I would talk with them.
It's an intimate thing. You're holding my hand.
Correct.
You're working on me. So it's very intimate, and I guess it breaks down a barrier.
It does.
Just like the images do here.
Correct.
It's like, yeah.
They're calm. They're collective. They look around. My salon was I made it look like the living room. I had a tree, a bench, or your backyard, or your porch.
Cool. Yeah.
That's how I wanted the salon. I wanted whoever walked through the door would say, oh gosh, it's so comfortable. I could stay here. And that was the idea. So they opened up. A lot of women were married with children, and they didn't know where else to go, and I would guide them, and they would ask me, like you just did, well, how did I get here? And I would tell them, you can't be afraid of what you want to do. I shouldn't use those words.
What words should you use?
I don't know, maybe afraid is the word. Negative, well, at that time I didn't use that word, so I guess I would say, I know it's fear, I know you're afraid of it, I know you don't want to go out of your comfort zone, that's it. You don't want to leave your comfort zone.
Right.
And I said, but you can be comfortable in what you do. I'm here, I'm sitting here, you're across the table from me. I'm quite comfortable, and I'm running this business, and I have 7 other women under me.
Right.
And I'm friends with all of them. So you can do what you want to do.
And fear can, as opposed to let fear being an obstacle, it can be your motivator. It can be, and I'll tell you, I'll share with you, because this is the first show I hope that we're using all new different equipment, and I have no idea how I'm going to get this show actually on the air. But I'm trusting, and I believe me when they told me this is the last time you can do it the old way. I'm going, well, do I really want to do the show? I don't know. It takes a lot of time. Just making excuses, and it was like you're just scared. So it's like as soon as you're onto yourself, and it's like, okay, you know what? I'm scared. I need to admit it. That's okay. And then it's like, now I need to just face it. And that's a hard lesson. That's a hard thing to motivate people. So I admire that you can do that across the nail table.
Well, the reason I could is when I first started acting, I had to get out on that stage. And you're in the back, and you don't know what to do. How do you get there?
Yeah.
You're in front of people, hundreds of people. Sometimes maybe only 20, but it seems like hundreds.
One is enough.
And the only way you could do it, you have to sort of like talk to yourself, say, God, okay, I'm going out there. Just help me, give me guidance. And the one thing is, once you get out there, you have to be able to get off as well. So your nerves, believe it or not,
I believe it,
take you in the front, and your nerves take you off. And acting has helped me do many things in front of people.
Is it because you act as if, or is it because if you could do acting, you can do anything? Is it?
Basically, yes.
Yeah, to
Yes.
both of those questions? Because you
Yes.
can act as if.
Yes.
But you also had that background of saying, I walked out on a stage and I performed in front of many, many people. This is small potatoes, doing a nail competition.
Yeah.
Well,
that's a lot of people too.
yeah. And you're right, and a lot of people are judging.
Yeah.
They're there to judge. So
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
not small potatoes. Never mind.
No.
Big
not
potatoes.
at
But
all.
nonetheless, you had the foundation with the acting.
And that's how I help these girls to grow, and I've found a lot of them got jobs. They like what they do. Their children have grown. So I've helped quite a few people.
You have a lot of recidivism. This is the word I can think of. Return business. Sorry, recidivism. Return business.
I like that word, recidivism.
Well, it's kind of like use it for
Okay.
jail, but it's all right.
Okay.
But okay, do they keep coming back? Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Sure.
They only didn't come back if something happened. If they moved,
Sure.
lost
yeah.
their jobs. I left. I moved my business also because when my father passed, I had to work in the city. So people thought I closed my salon because it was closed in the day. And I worked
it's
at
at
night.
nighttime, okay. Yeah.
And during that time, I had major surgery. So I was out of work. And I was out of work in Manhattan. But I went to work in the salon, but I only worked on the weekends. I didn't do a full week.
It's hard
I
to
just
do
couldn't do
a
it.
weekend business.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then at the end of my rehabilitation, so to speak, I went to Puerto Rico to do a full seminar, an art seminar,
Wow.
teaching my nail art. So that was another thing that I had to stand up in front of.
How cool.
And so that's how I am able to talk to people. And after my book was released, I went to speak at a lot of high schools and colleges. So I'm very grateful, fortunate, lucky. I'm here with you, and I'm so happy for it.
Yeah, this is fantastic. Tell me
Really.
about your book. How did that come about?
I really didn't want a book. I wanted an art book. Laurie, it was
Ooh.
really weird.
I could see that. You could just take pictures. I've looked at her website, and you can see it at the bottom of the page there. It's just her name, Tina Panariello. And the nails are like, oh my goodness, they don't even look like nails. They look like something you want to put on the wall. It's beautiful. And you do wall stuff
Yes,
too,
I do.
don't you?
I do murals.
Yeah. Yeah, amazing. Anyway, I'm sorry. Tell me about the book.
I wanted an art book. I had gone on and I saw all these books, art books, and they looked like they were for children. But on the page, they had a little section, a comment section, with 3 publishers. I picked one. It was a Christian publisher, Tate Publishing. I wrote to them and said, I'm a world champion, international champion. I have 15 trophies. I would like to take my art and put it in a book, and can we do that? Please contact me, and gave them my information. Through phone calls back and forth, we talked. Amanda Soderberg called me. She said what it was I wanted. I told her in 15 minutes, and she says to me, my God, Tina, that is great. You're so excited. She said, send me your manuscript I laughed. I said, Amanda, I don't have a manuscript.
I have pretty pictures.
That's exactly. So she said, well, write what it is you do.
Wow.
And send me some pictures. Well, I didn't know how to do that. I'm very bad on a computer. Not now, but then. A friend of mine was coming in from Wyoming, my girlfriend Vicky. 1 minute she is, 1 minute she isn't, but she did. I said, Vicky, please, you have to help me. What do you need? She came over, we put something together, I sent it out. I sent an old disc of my work, and I mailed that out to them. I was waiting and waiting during Easter and Passover.
Obviously.
And this is what came from it.
It came to be. Now, what am I going to find in here? Am I going to find how to do nails?
No.
What am I going to find?
That's my life story.
Amazing.
Complete from beginning to maybe 3 years ago, with the ins, the outs, the tragedies, what I went through, how I picked myself up to continue. And I sat in front of a computer, and I don't know how I did it. I really don't know how.
Sometimes you don't need to know how, you just need to do it. And you've got that. That's one of the cards you chose also. Doing. And it's like, it sounds like that's kind of what, it's just like, all right, I'll do it. And if it doesn't work out, I'll fix it. And if it doesn't work out, it's a great opportunity for learning.
And
it's
I did.
like,
Yes.
yeah, for learning. So you're saying filing away at life's truths. Give me a life's truth. Give me a life's truth that you discovered. You don't have to give me all of them, but just give me one.
I've discovered that it's not all easy. It isn't what you think it is, that it's just going to happen. But if you really want something, work towards it. Find a way to do it. I found out that if you open up your heart and your mind, you can do anything you want. And I'm here with you.
All right.
I have my book.
And we're even talking about maybe she could do this. And, you know,
That-
she's a talker. Did you notice?
I'm sorry.
No, please. I want you to talk.
And that is a thought, to teach artwork on
Yeah.
nails through this.
I would so watch that show.
I've never thought of it. You are the one who put it in my mind.
Well,
You.
that's, and people inspire each other, you
Right.
know? And it's like when I saw your story, and it was like, oh my gosh, I want to get this story out and let people know that, yeah, things don't go your way, that, you know, but you can still get an amazing amount done, and you just have to be creative and persistent. I think those are your two
Yes.
fantastic words there. So we had talked about something about, okay, if you're surrounded by negativity, how do you get out of that? Besides doing a pretty design. That would make me happy, but.
Sometimes it's not easy. I've had a lot
No.
of trouble sometimes. But something that you said, I learned to flip it.
Flip the script. Yeah.
Flip the script. And either I walk away from the conversation, or I would find something that a person is wearing or something about them and turned it into a positive. And then change the conversation.
I've gone through 10 years now of coach training and retraining, and the hardest thing for me is, and I know is to surround yourself with positive people, because there are some people who just take your energy and you're not even aware of it.
Yes.
And then when you go, wow, I'm exhausted. And it's like, I don't want to be selfish like that, but I want to say, I need fuel, and I'll give you fuel. But if you take all my fuel, then we're not going to get anything done. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Yeah, it sounds like that's kind of,
Yes.
you weed, and I guess life is a weeding out process. You weed out, you know, the people that are really sucking you dry, and then you replenish yourself with people who can inspire.
I'm a very, very lucky woman. My clients are all very positive towards me. They're behind me. They love what I'm doing. They love how I'm growing. I don't have a mentor. I never did. My parents didn't push me. Nobody actually pushed or suggested or do anything. I would read a lot and see where to go, what to do. I'm going to tell you something very funny. I wanted to be a surgeon.
Wow.
And
Not a nail surgeon, just a regular.
well, now I'm a nail doctor. That's what they say to me.
That's right.
But I
so-
wanted to be a surgeon because when I was 16, I spent a whole summer home. Now, this is going to make you all laugh at home. Drawing the inside of the human body
Wow.
on paper. And
Okay.
I was drawing those little tiny veins,
Veins? Oh my
the
goodness.
heart. And I didn't know that was my stepping stone to what I do now.
Hmm.
And it was. Unfortunately, I'm sorry I gave them all away to the biology department in high school. I wish I had them, because I would have put them in my book. I would have showed people this
Yeah.
is why I could
This
do
was
what
the
I do.
beginning of it all.
Correct.
My goodness.
That was
yeah.
the beginning. And I forget to say that, but that is the real beginning.
And you know what? It's symbolic and maybe also realistic. But you started with humanity, and you took that creativity, right? Isn't that amazing? And so you could just do nails and be an artist, but no, you've added that touch of humanity, which was the whole beginning.
Right. And I love this. I just love this. I probably did think of it, but I didn't put it into those
Right.
words.
I mean, it's like not anybody. I certainly can't do what you do, but people could definitely be an artist and do even wall murals like you do. But you've got that little bit of humanity in there that takes the person. It's like we're going to go a little deeper than the nails. We're going to give you pretty outside, but we're going to deal with the inside too.
Yes, and I do.
And you started with the inside,
Correct.
and you're bringing it out and bringing it out, which is so fantastic.
I never thought of it like that. I like that.
How cool is
That
that?
is cool. Laurie, I love that. Yes, very good. Good
And
thinking.
The other cards she chose were goal, and I think with you, it sounds to me like you have a little voice inside that goes, "You can do more. You can do more." You've conquered. You can do more, and I love it. And you listen to it, which is so fantastic. And then we end up with success. We end up with an amazing business that I'm sure when you started out as an executive assistant, it was like, what? I'm going to be a nail technician and a trophy winner? I don't think so. I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm going to draw the human body, and that's it. The inside of the human body, not the outside.
Right.
So it's really an amazing journey, and we've got her thinking. I can see she had an aha moment. I love it. We've got her thinking, and I want you just, if for nothing else, go and look at those pictures of those nails on her website, which is www.tinapanariello.com, and it's down there. You can see it. And you can also check out Polished, Filing Away at Life's Truth, which is such a cool name, and it kind of explains what Tina does. We have like 30 seconds, and I told you it would go fast.
Very.
We could do another half hour just on Tina's adventures and the journey she took, but we don't have that time. So I want to thank you for overcoming insurmountable the odds of snow up to here, because we're both kind of short, and cold weather, and coming on the coaching game.
I want to thank you.
You have been so inspirational, and I hope everybody goes and checks out their website, because there's a lot of cool stuff on it. Thank you, Tina.
Thank you very much, Laurie. It's a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Okay. Whoops.